Did you know that we owe a big thanks to NASA? Not just because of all the space exploration they do, but for some very common things that surround us. We aren't talking about any rockets or rovers, but simple, everyday things like the cell phone camera or wireless headphones. That's right, folks. In this video, we'll take you on an express journey and tell you how so many things and technologies that we use were originally developed by NASA, but they turned out to be so practical that they found their way into common use. Many of them may shock you, so make sure to stay till the end to know more. I'm sure many of you have memory foam somewhere in your homes. They sure are comfy, but it was originally invented to increase the shock absorbency of space aircraft. In the weightlessness of space, traditional cushions weren't enough, so this led to the creation of temper or temper foam in 1966. The material's ability to contour the body and evenly distribute pressure made it ideal for minimizing discomfort during takeoff and turbulence. As a result, it became an integral part of space travel. Over time, the name became memory foam, and its adaptability and comfort benefits led to its widespread use in everyday products such as mattresses, chairs, pillows, and even football helmets. Have you seen those reflective sheets that help with temperature regulation of the body? They were also developed by NASA in 1964. Also known as foil blankets or space blankets, these aren't just a shiny fashion statement, but they regulate body temperature in the extreme conditions of space. Made from a thin, reflective material called polyethylene terephthalate or mylar, they efficiently protect against harmful temperature fluctuations and radiations in space and can retain 90% of body heat in extreme conditions. Today, you might spot them at marathons or in emergency kits. So, the next time you see someone wrapped up like a shiny burrito, thank NASA for turning space necessity into a practical tool for keeping us cozy and warm. Did you think somebody invented wireless headphones for listening to music? Nope. These wireless hearing devices have come a long way since the 1880s, when telephone operators had to physically connect phone calls and needed a hands-free hearing device. Traditional communication systems with cords were inconvenient in space, so NASA collaborated with an audio company called Pacific Plantronics, resulting in the development of a wireless headset called MS-50 in 1961. The technology later found its way into consumer-grade wireless headphones, but it wasn't until the 2000s that it became cheaper and more accessible, and now we listen to music, take calls, and binge-watch without being tied down by wires. Let's thank NASA's forward-thinking solution for space communication to break us free from wires. Has your navigation app led you astray? Well, even if it has, you gotta appreciate the sheer power of it. You can find your way easily from point A to point B and not have to read gigantic maps and use a compass like our ancestors used to. NASA collaborated on the development of the Global Positioning System, or GPS, which was initially designed to enhance the accuracy of spacecraft navigation. The first space-based navigation began in 1957, inspired by monitoring the signals of the world's first satellite called Sputnik, and by 1964, the U.S. Navy had started utilizing the satellites for precise navigation on submarines and surface ships. This early venture set the stage for today's satellite navigation systems, and we can easily locate places and complete whole journeys just by using GPS. Finding the subscribe button, thankfully, doesn't need any GPS, so please do press the subscribe button, and while you're at it, hit the like button as well, so that we know you're enjoying the video. Now let's continue. Space may not have gravity, air pressure, or gases, but it's not exactly empty. There are tons of space debris, dust, and micrometeoroids floating. And that was the reason why NASA developed scratch-resistant coating technology in the 1980s to protect astronauts' equipment like helmet visors. The process involved a diamond-like coating on plastic lenses, which also contributed to reducing the surface friction, making the lens repel water more easily. Then, later on, it was adopted by the optical industry to create lenses that are 10 times more scratch-resistant than previous versions. Today, millions of people wear scratch-resistant eyeglasses, and if you are one of them, now you know its origin. Imagine traveling all the way to the moon to take surface samples and not finding a socket to plug in your drilling machine. It would have been funny, right? This is the reason why NASA developed cordless technology and portable tools for its extraterrestrial missions. NASA collaborated with Black & Decker to pioneer this technology and, in 1965, placed an order for the first high-profile cordless power tool, making a significant step in space technology. The partnership between Black & Decker and NASA was initiated during the Apollo moon landings from 1963 to 1972 and eventually led to the introduction of the Dust Buster, which is a mini vacuum. It was introduced to American consumers in 1979, but the company had already developed the inner workings during its partnership with NASA. NASA also got involved in making a powerful magnet motor drill with a large battery life to be used during sample collections in space. Next time you take a photo using your phone or camera, remember that it's thanks to NASA yet again. They needed to shrink cameras for space missions, and so, in 1965, a NASA scientist came up with the idea of a sensor that could collect and convert protons and convert them into electrons. This creates an electric current, which is then converted into a picture, and that's how digital photography was invented. In the early 1990s, NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, laid the groundwork for digital image sensors using complementary metal oxide semiconductors, CMOS, in order to make cameras smaller while retaining the image quality. Later, in 1992, a NASA engineer crafted the active pixel sensor, a breakthrough that enabled the creation of smartphone cameras, webcams, car backup cameras, and certain medical imaging machines. In space, the astronauts face extreme temperatures because there is no atmosphere to dissipate heat. So, 40 years ago, during the Apollo program, NASA needed exceptional insulation technology to regulate spacecraft temperatures. This resulted in the development of radiant barrier technology, and it enabled the astronauts to easily work in space wearing short-sleeve shirts, because the temperature control technology kept temperatures similar to those of a regular business office. The radiant barrier has since been applied to virtually all spacecraft, and then later, private industry applied this technology to many commercial applications, like home and office insulations, and even candy wrapping, thermos bottles, fire suits, and the space blankets we talked about earlier. We carry laptops and tablets around so easily, but these machines also owe their existence in part to NASA's need for compact computing power during space missions. NASA's groundbreaking venture into portable computing took shape with the invention of the grid compass, the world's first laptop. Introduced in 1982, this computer was named SPOC, or Shuttle Portable Onboard Computer. The grid compass made its orbital debut on a space shuttle mission from the Kennedy Space Center in 1983. It was designed to be durable, had a clamshell case, and weighed 9 pounds. This revolutionary portable computer played a crucial role in launching satellites from space shuttles. Solar power is one of the most important eco-friendly ways of generating power. Although NASA didn't actually invent the technology, it played a pivotal role in sustaining and advancing solar cell technology during its early, economically challenging years. NASA was actively involved in the development of solar cells when the interest in them decreased during the energy crisis of the 1970s. They even launched the first satellite to be powered by solar cells, called Vanguard 1, in 1958, to show its commitment to solar power. Although the communications with the satellite were lost in 1964, NASA remained a patron, driving research for more efficient and cost-effective solar cells. This helped in the creation of many solar-powered products like solar-powered refrigerators, air conditioners, lighting solutions, air monitoring systems, and hot water heaters. Considering all of these everyday inventions, we have to admit that NASA has truly contributed to the development of a great number of items. So, folks, did you find the video shocking? I bet you didn't know so many commonly used things had such a different purpose in the beginning. Which of the inventions was the most shocking for you? Tell us in the comments. And if you like the video, please show us your appreciation by clicking on that like button and subscribing for more amazing videos. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you in the next video.